Hey everybody, Lazerbolt here. Tonight we're going to take the recently updated Blackbird Simulations C-130J for a spin around New Guinea while we check out all the new upgrades and fixes. But first, a quick note from the editor. In this flight we do mention a number of times that the new prop vortex effect that's been added is a bit much and that we'd like to see it toned down just a bit. Well, as I was editing this video, I learned that Blackbird has stated in his forums that they are aware of this and are working to fix it. So just bear that in mind and enjoy the discussion. So a lot of us here are flying this Dirty 30 from Blackbird Simulations, the C-130J they got. And they just released a big update for it. As a matter of fact, a very big update for it. It is the version 1.0. So this is going to be the final release version of the aircraft. Doesn't mean they're not going to keep updating it. They obviously will have to keep updating it. That's how things work. But this is the release version of it. So cool, it's finally up to version 1.0. And I like that. This is a nice airplane. They did a lot of nice improvements on it. And yeah, it'll give us a lot of stuff to talk about later on. People watching the stream will notice something very unusual about this C-130. This is not unrealistic. It's a little bit odd. It's a little bit much. But it's not too bad. It only really happens as you're taking off when you've got like full throttle going. Once we get up to speed and level off a little bit, that should go away. Yep, see that the word prop vortex has gone away since I pulled my throttle back a little bit. Yeah, like I said, it's a neat effect, and it is actually a realistic effect. If Coach comes in, I'm going to ask him if he can share that picture with us that he showed a couple weeks ago that showed the prop vortex on an actual airplane. And it looks very similar to that. But this is just, it's a little much. I think they can dial it down and make it a little more transparent, just so it's a little more ghosty and more of a wisp. Instead of, it looks literally like you just got streamers coming out of the back of your airplane. It's weird.
Yeah, they went too far with it.
Yeah, it's too much. And it doesn't seem to matter what the humidity is or the temperature or anything. It just does it all the time. They did change a lot of things on here, though. It's a big lot. I don't know if you looked at the patch notes, but there's a lot of them, whole lot of them.
Yeah, there's a pretty big list. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fixed completely, but the problems that we were having, or that I was having in particular, with the pitch trim wheel, how sometimes it sends you in a weird direction. That doesn't seem to be quite as bad now. It still does it, but it doesn't shoot me straight up in the air 2,000 feet, you know. Sure do like this Blackbird Dirty 30. I tell you, this is quite an airplane. I love the C-130 is my favorite aircraft as it is, and this is a fantastic version of it. So, Coach just shared a picture with me. I'm going to bring this up on stream. There's a picture of the C-130, the exact C-130 that me and Longhorner and the Fat Albert. Look at this, Fat Albert taking off with the JATO tubes, the jet assisted takeoff. But you can see the prop swirl going on there. See how it's coming out of the back there?
Yeah, it's not quite as pronounced as what we're seeing, though.
Yes, and not very much not as pronounced. I mean, what we're seeing, like I said, it looks just like streamers. And they're just really flapping in the breeze. And I love how this thing's taken off with those JATO tubes. Apparently they don't do that very much anymore, but they used to do it at air shows all the time just because that's impressive. They could take off from 0 runway and just tilt up and go like a rocket. And that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Coach.
Yeah, buddy, thanks. Thanks for that. Right on. Oh, look at the prop vortex on this thing. Look at that. See, now that is the perfect shot of the prop vortex. You know, like if anybody sees ours and was like, that's completely unrealistic. It's like, it's not completely unrealistic. Look, it's pretty pronounced in an actual airplane. I mean, that already is bordering on looking cartoony, and that's an actual photograph. You know what I mean? But just they dialed it up a little bit too much, I think, on the Blackbird Sim C-130. Some real wild, very jarring looking stuff.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, it's just too much. Well, you know, they just added that to the aircraft, so I'm sure after enough people say, yo man, can you dial that back a little bit? That's too much. Plus, like we were saying earlier, it shouldn't happen all the time. It should only happen in special circumstances, like high humidity, that kind of stuff, to where there's a lot of moisture in the air, and when the air gets compressed behind the props, it condenses into water. And it shouldn't do it in cold weather, and it shouldn't do it in, low humidity. Like if you're taking off out of a desert somewhere, it shouldn't be doing it. But I tested it all over the world in different weather conditions, and it did it every time. One of the small random things they changed was this here switch, the auxiliary pump. Remember how loud that used to be? I mean, it was one of those where it was really loud, and you didn't even notice how loud it was until you turned it off. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even, it's like I wouldn't even hear it. It was just something in the background. And as soon as you turn it off, it's like, oh my God, that's what that noise was? Okay, I get it. I just thought there was nothing to do about it. But now there's no sound at all. I can't tell if it's on or off. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it on now. Oh, the other thing, I'm looking forward to actually checking this out. Did you see in the notes of all the changes they made, the change log, it said something about they worked on multiplayer, like broadcasting, like say, if you've got your tailgate down, I should see your tailgate down. At least that's what I took from what the notes were. And there's a big long list of stuff. I'll be curious to see that later on once we get on the ground.
Well, that little pitch wheel seemed to work okay this time. I just gave it a couple clicks, and I'm going down slightly.
Yeah. Like the little bit I monkeyed with it this week, actually I put quite a few hours into it this week. I was having better luck. It didn't quite act as crazy as it was. So I'm going to start descending down here. I'm going to bring it down to about, I don't know, about 2,000 feet should do it. I'm in no big hurry to descend. Here we go, fingers crossed. Hopefully this doesn't send me into orbit when I move this little knob. It appears to be working just fine. Holy moly, perfectly. I've got my vertical speed indicator going. Oh, this is... How nice is that? Very cool. Alright, bring her down. Did you notice one of the other things they did was we were talking about this last week, how to kind of monkey with the auto throttle? Well, they changed it now, so when you activate the auto throttle, it basically disconnects your actual throttle. Unless your throttle is all the way back or all the way forward. If it's somewhere in the middle, it doesn't even accept the input anymore. Which, that's good, because like I said, my throttle's kind of sloppy anyway. And just it wiggling back and forth was often enough to, like, pop me out of auto throttle. And now it doesn't matter what I put my throttle on, it's good. Like I said, I used to pull my throttle all the way back before I activated the auto throttle, and that solved my problem. And now I don't have to worry about it. Now I can just hit auto throttle and everything's fine. Yeah, I like what they did to the maps too. You'll notice the let's see, like the TAWS, the terrain awareness. Notice, let's put this up here. It actually does the radar sweep. You can see it go across the land as it's filling in the radar. Never did that before. It used to just pop all in at once, and now it actually does the radar sweep. That's pretty neat. Alright, bring her down. 2,000. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You can tell right away that it's working because your stick doesn't violently jerk backwards. Yeah, pretty cool. Got a nice little descent going on here. Alright, how about that? That must have been something that they tweaked. I'm sure it's one of those things that in the patch notes they mentioned it, but it was called something that I didn't know what they meant. And now I think I know what they meant. Fixed it right up. Did you ever get that squared away, Longhorn? Actually, you disappeared. It looks like you... Oh, no, there you're back up in the air.
Yeah, I hit something on my keyboard that caused my plane to just immediately launch.
Oh.
And but I can't get any throttle still. It launched me, but I keep hitting stall and it's about to crash.
Oh, no. Did you try the ready to fly option?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that still didn't fix it, huh?
Nope.
Well, you might have to just respawn here. This is, what are we looking at? Whiskey Alpha 1 Alpha.
Yeah, because I'm going down.
Yep, I can see you going down in the woods over there. We'll send the fire trucks for you. Oh, you might make it to the airport.
I don't know. There's cannibals over there.
We're not quite in Papua New Guinea yet. You wouldn't want to crash in the woods at our final destination. Oh, there you go. You crashed right in the middle of the town. That's better. All right, guys and girls, let's go ahead and get these birds up in the air. Do you guys notice that inside your cockpit is super quiet now? I don't hear my props or anything when I'm inside the cockpit, just from the outside.
That's what I was saying last week when the only thing they mentioned was that auxiliary pump was the volume of that was turned down, but it seemed to have turned everything down.
It turned everything down, yeah. I can't hear my engines or nothing. From the outside, everything sounds fine. Yep. And there is that weird cartoony effect. I hate that. Next week, I'm definitely going to try to include a couple instrument landings that we can do and test out that system a little more. I did a few instrument landings during the week just to see how it's working compared to how it used to. And it always worked pretty good.
Does it say anything about the power unit if you hook up your power unit? Because I got mine out. You don't see mine, the power unit sitting there, do you?
Well, let me see.
I know they said they made it smaller, apparently, because it apparently was like gigantus.
Oh, that's awesome. I see all of our, like Mia's got her tailgate down. We all got our tailgate down. We all have our running lights on, and that's beautiful. I do have your power unit up there, Wingnut, and that's pretty sharp. Very nice.
Run. Okay, so I just
here I've got my literal Easter egg going on here. Nothing subtle about that.
We can walk up into the airplane too.
It won't let me. It's like I'm hitting the ground somehow.
Really?
Yeah. I can't quite get up in there. It's like I'm hitting, I don't know. I'm hitting something that's preventing me from going all the way up inside. Weird. I've seen you do it, so I know it's possible.
Yeah, I did it before. Let me check. Maybe
it lets me kind of try.
Up your ramp either. Your cargo's empty.
Is it? Yeah, I noticed yours was too. It doesn't transmit your cargo, but it does everything else apparently. Yeah, I've got that Easter egg going. That purple egg. I don't know. It's kind of stupid, but I like it. I like stupid.
I've got the Humvee in mine.
I put a pallet on mine.
Look at that. 4 dirty 30s all hanging out together.
Well, there you go. I think we all agreed that this is a remarkable herky bird, and we can't wait to fly it a lot more in the future. Like everything in this world, it's not perfect, but it is by far the best C-130 on the market right now that it's in full release. If you have any questions or comments or additional information that could be helpful, please leave that down below. And like and subscribe too, that helps out a lot around here. Okay, thanks for watching everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Stop, no, 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 no. Yeah.